What's up YouTube? My name is Casey, and in today's video I have two really cool new products that is going to make your life way easier when airing up after a trail. Alright, I'm going to be honest, I absolutely hate airing up after a trail. Last time I tried airing up one of these tires, I think it took me over 6 minutes to air one of them up. And after going from a 35-inch tire to a 37-inch tire with the Viair 400p air compressor that I have, it takes absolutely forever. And honestly, I would say that one of the biggest factors that prevents me from going wheeling is not wanting to air up after a trail, because 7 minutes per tire after airing up 4 of them, I've been sitting there for like almost half an hour after getting out all of the equipment. Fortunately, I just got 2 new products in the mail, and I'm going to be comparing those to the Viair 400p that I currently have, and you're going to want to stick to the end of this video to see what air compressor comes out on top. Alright, so the first thing I want to show you is the Viair 400p air compressor that I've currently been using. It's just your basic air compressor. They claim to have a 2.3 cubic feet per minute air rate. And that's all right, but when I'm filling out these 37-inch tires, it takes forever. And on the other hand, I have this new air compressor from MORRFlate. This is the TenSix dual cylinder air compressor. It's called a TenSix because they claim to have 10.6 cubic feet per minute of airflow at 0 psi. Just looking at the size difference between these two air compressors, you can see that the new MORRFlate TenSix on the left side is significantly larger than the Viair 400p that I've been using. And I mentioned that the TenSix has a 10.6 cubic feet per minute airflow. They claim that that is 58% faster than ARB, and ARB claims that their twin cylinder air compressor has an airflow rate of about 6.2 cubic feet per minute at 0 psi. Now, I don't have an ARB air compressor with me, but I will be comparing this to the Viair 400p that I have here. Now, having an air compressor that fills up tires so fast is cool and all, but we also have to keep in mind that these wheels have something called a Schrader valve on them, and 90% of you guys will also have this Schrader valve. Now, the Schrader valve only has an opening about 1/16 of an inch on it, and this is going to limit the amount of air you can put into the car to a realistic amount of about 2, maybe a little bit more cubic feet per minute of airflow. And that is where the second item that came in the mail comes into play. This right here is the MORRFlate multi-tire inflation / deflation kit. And by using this kit, we can split the air pressure to all 4 tires at once. By splitting the pressure to all 4 tires, we're getting the best efficiency out of our compressor while also reducing the backlog on it, which is going to prevent premature failure of your compressor in the future. So we're going to be doing 4 tests today. The first 2 tests are going to consist of filling up 1 tire at a time using each air compressor, and that way we'll be able to see how much of a difference the Schrader valve actually has on filling up the tires. And for the second test, we're going to be using the 4-way multi-tire inflation / deflation kit from MORRFlate on both air compressors so we can see how much of a difference that really makes. Alright, I just got it hooked up. We're going to first do 1 tire with the TenSix compressor. I'm going to run these tests now, and then we will see what type of performance we get out of each of these air compressors.
Everybody ask me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so. Everybody ask me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so. Everybody ask me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so. Everybody ask me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so.
Alright, so we actually ran out of daylight yesterday. So far we have done the single tire inflation test, and today we're going to be working on the multi-tire inflation test. And as you can see, it's definitely a lot smokier out here today. So hopefully I'm not sacrificing my lungs too much. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe to support the sacrifice of my lungs. And now we're going to get down to it. Before I go any farther, I'm just going to show how to attach the MORRFlate deflation kit onto your wheels. This is the attachment right here. It's actually really easy to use, and it's surprisingly sturdy feeling. Alright, so to attach this onto your valve stem, all you have to do is pull this back, slide it onto the valve stem until you hear a little puff of air, and then push it forward. And I was able to do that with 1 hand. And it's on there pretty firm. That was really easy to do, so I'm going to hook up the rest of the wheels and then we're going to start pumping air into these things. MORRFlate has a really nice digital gauge to show the tire pressure of all 4 tires. As you can see, we're at 37.3 now, and now I'm going to start letting the air out, and I'll be able to get all 4 tires down to the same tire pressure. Okay, so we just finished airing down the vehicle, and before we air up, I just want to show these attachments that they give. So if you are running a Viair, you are going to have to order this attachment from them, but these are really easy to use. You just put it up and it snaps right onto place just like that. See, it's already on. And same thing with the MORRFlate. They also have one specifically for the MORRFlate TenSix air compressor, and it's the same thing. It just snaps right on and comes off super easy. So these are really nice. We're going to start with the Viair, and then we will move on to the MORRFlate TenSix compressor, and we'll see what happens.
I smiled at them and said she told me so. Everybody asked me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so. Everybody asked me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so. Everybody asked me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so. Everybody asked me how I know. I smiled at them and said she told me so.
Okay guys, it's 1:30 in the morning. I just finished editing this video, and we're going to quickly go over the results of our experiment. The first thing I want to point out is that both of these compressors are relatively cheap. The MORRFlate's only coming in at about $10 more than the Viair, but both of these options are still considerably cheaper than an ARB twin compressor, which comes in at about $600. As expected, when we were inflating only a single tire at a time, the MORRFlate didn't have as much of an advantage because the Schrader valve was limiting the total input of air. In this scenario, the MORRFlate was still about 31% faster than the Viair 400p. The MORRFlate didn't really show its true power until we started airing up 4 tires at the same time. In this case, it was about 62% faster. If you made it to the end of the video, please make sure to hit that sub. It means a lot to me since this is still a very small channel. And anyways, I'll see you guys next time.